I shouted at my ex in front of my daughters. So my ex-wife Katie and I have been divorced for about 2 years now. We share custody of our twin daughters Emma and Chloe, who are 8 years old. The whole divorce was messy as hell, but we'd finally gotten into a decent routine where she'd pick them up every other Friday for her weekend. Last Friday, she shows up at my place around 6 p.m. to get the girls. They were already packed and excited because Katie had promised to take them to this new trampoline park that just opened up across town. The girls had been talking about it all week, showing me videos on YouTube and begging me to take them there myself. When Katie pulls up, I notice she's not alone. There's some guy in the passenger seat I've never seen before. Tall, probably mid-30s, wearing one of those obnoxious polo shirts with the collar popped up. The girls run out to the car, and this dude gets out to help them with their bags. Now, Katie and I had an agreement that we'd introduce any new partners to each other before involving the kids. It's just common sense, right? You want to know who's going to be around your children, but here she is, completely blindsiding me with this random guy. I walk up to the car and ask Katie if we can talk for a minute. She rolls her eyes and says she's in a hurry because they have dinner reservations at some fancy place downtown. I tell her I just want to know who this guy is, since he's clearly going to be spending time with my daughters. That's when things went south fast. Katie starts getting all defensive, saying I don't get to control her personal life anymore, and that she can date whoever she wants. I'm trying to stay calm because the girls are right there, but then this polo shirt guy decides to chime in. He goes, "Hey man, maybe you should just trust Katie's judgment here. She's a grown woman." I lost it, completely lost it. I turned to Katie and just started yelling about how irresponsible she was being, how we had rules for a reason, and how dare she bring some stranger around our kids without even telling me his name. I was so loud that Mrs. Patterson from next door came out to check what was happening. The girls just stood there frozen. Emma started crying, and Chloe grabbed onto her sister's hand. They looked terrified, not because of this new guy, but because their dad was having a complete meltdown in the driveway. Katie's face went white, and she immediately told the girls to get in the car. She looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before and said, "We'll talk about this later." They drove off, and I just stood there feeling like the biggest piece of garbage on the planet. I'd become exactly what I never wanted to be, one of those divorced dads who puts his own anger above his kids' well-being. About an hour later, my phone starts blowing up with texts from Emma. She'd borrowed Katie's phone and was asking if I was okay, if I was still mad, and if she and Chloe had done something wrong. My heart just shattered reading those messages. I spent the whole weekend replaying the scene over and over. The look on their faces, how small they seemed standing there while I screamed at their mom. I kept thinking about how my own parents used to fight in front of me when I was their age, and how I swore I'd never do that to my own kids. Sunday night, Katie called me. She was still furious, but she was also hurt. She told me that the guy's name was Brandon. He was a teacher at the elementary school where she works, and they'd been dating for 3 months. She said she was planning to tell me about him that weekend, but wanted the girls to meet him first in a casual setting. Then she said something that hit me like a truck. "The girls asked me if you still love them. They think you were mad at them for wanting to go with me." I immediately asked if I could talk to them, but Katie said they were already asleep and that maybe I should think about what I wanted to say first. She was right. I needed to figure out how to fix this mess. Monday morning, I drove to their school during lunch. I talked to the principal and explained the situation, and she let me see the girls in the counselor's office. When they walked in, they both looked so nervous, like they thought I was there to yell at them too. I got down on their level and told them I was sorry for shouting, that I wasn't mad at them at all, and that sometimes grown-ups make mistakes when they're upset about grown-up things. Emma asked if I was mad at Mommy, and I had to choose my words carefully. I told them that Mommy and I sometimes disagree about things, but that's normal for people who used to be married. I said that I should have talked to Mommy privately instead of yelling, and that I was still learning how to handle my feelings better.